What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Ozark Living. Today, fun topic. We get to talk about the best places to live in Lake of the Ozarks. Let's check it out. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if this is your first time visiting the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button along with that notification bell, because every Tuesday and Thursday I'm dropping a new video telling you everything you need to know about moving to or living in Lake of the Ozarks. We are also a group of licensed lenders and agents, so as much as I love making these videos, I would love more to help you with your lending or real estate needs. So that number popping up below, I am the guy who answers the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. So if there's something that I can do for you or a question that I can answer, please don't hesitate to reach out. With that being said, we get to talk about the best places to live in Lake of the Ozarks. Now, before we get going, we got to take a look at the Ozarks. And for me, if you look at this lake, what you're going to look at is a giant, ancient Chinese dragon. And as we talk about this lake, I'm going to refer to different parts of this dragon, whether it's the head, the neck, the belly, the legs, the arms, I don't know. But to me, you scroll out, I see ancient Chinese dragon. So now that we know what that's in place, when we look at the best places to live in the Ozarks, you know, it's going to be a little bit subjective, right? What's best for somebody may not be best for the others, but just speaking subjectively, we're going to talk a little bit about Osage Beach. Now, Osage Beach would be like your major city that you would go and travel to, and most people might think that the downtown area or the heart of that city is the best place of that city, because that's where the majority of the stuff is. It's a condensed area with a lot of retail stores, with a lot of restaurants. So Osage Beach is that for the Ozarks. It's where your Lowe's and Home Depots are, and your retail stores, and your grocery stores, and your hospitals, and all your restaurants. The majority of those things are condensed into Osage Beach. And so very popular destination. A lot of tourism comes down here. And so if you are looking to travel here in a vacation type environment, you might land in Osage Beach because you want to be in the heart and where the majority of everything is. Now, again, that's subjective. Maybe you don't want to be there. Maybe you want to be off the beaten path and down towards the tail of the dragon. And so those things that you're just going to have to kind of uncover as time goes on. But Osage Beach is, again, the most popular type place. It has the most dense population. If you're looking to live here, move here, and live here, and you need those conveniences that are very close by. And you know, some folks want to maybe travel 5 or 10 minutes to get to the grocery store. Others could travel 30 to 45 minutes. And so those are the things that we're going to have to kind of talk through or think about as you're potentially looking at making a move or a vacation or a rental home or something down here. Is where are we going to put it? Are we going to put it in that condensed area? So if it is a vacation home, or maybe you're doing a short-term rental with it, you might want to put it in that spot just so you can have the convenience of those amenities. But ultimately, again, that's all subjective. You might want to be towards, again, the back half of the dragon, or you want to be further down the water, so you're a little bit away from that and it's a little bit more calm. And you know, there's a couple things that come with, you know, one, having the convenience of all of those amenities, but you're also going to have a lot of traffic and population. And so if you're looking for a little bit more elbow room, we might need to move away from it. You know, and once you're out on the water, when you're in Osage Beach and you're out on the water, it is going to be a busy waterway. It's going to have big boats and big waves. And so if you're trying to get out there and slalom ski, probably not going to happen. If you or want to be out there and you have a big boat and you love big boats and yachts and big power boats.
I love big boats.
Cool. That's a great spot to be, because you're going to have a lot of people looking at you. And if you want to show that off, what a great spot. And you got to kind of uncover that as time goes on. And, you know, depending on where you are on the lake, you could be close to Osage Beach and come in. You could be right in the heart of it because you want to be in the heart of everything. Osage Beach is a great spot for you to be. But those are things that you're going to have to uncover as time goes on. And if you're making a trip out here, cool, let's spend a little bit of time in Osage. Let's go up to the dam area. Let's go down to Hurricane Deck and Sunrise Beach. Like, you're going to want to uncover those things. But best places to live, again, subject for a lot of people, but Osage Beach is where the heart of things are, the majority of everything is. And so we'll have to uncover that as time goes on. Another best place to live on the lake is going to be Lake Ozark, and that's going to be up towards the head of the dragon, or where the dam starts. Now, again, still a pretty popular type place, still very touristy. They have the Strip, and so the Strip is up there. It's right off of the dam. And so if you're looking at the map and you see the head of the dragon, the Strip is going to have a lot of restaurants and shopping, but more of that touristy attraction stuff like t-shirt stores and ice cream stores, and you're going to have restaurants up and down the Strip. So, you know, a super popular place, so we're going to have to uncover that again as well. Like, Osage Beach has, you know, again, a lot of the density with retail stores and big retail stores. Lake Ozark, or up towards the dam, is going to be more touristy, so smaller type stuff, not as big chain type environment. And so local areas, local restaurants, you know, local feel once you get up there, but still a very popular place, still a high trafficked kind of tourism area, and probably still pretty busy on the waterways. And so, you know, again, as you're uncovering what it is that's most important to you, and as you're making the move, do we want to be in that kind of condensed areas? Do we want to be in those popular areas because we like the scene? Great. Let's go ahead and get into those areas, because those are two great spots. If you're looking for something a little bit further away, we'll get into that in a little bit. But, you know, Lake Ozark, or up towards the dam, super popular place, great spot to be. All the amenities that you're still going to need are going to be there. A little bit more of a local feel instead of a chain type and feel when it comes to the stores and restaurants and things like that. So check that out. Another best place to look at is the Villages of Four Seasons area. And so when you're looking at the dragon, you're moving away from the net, or from the head. You're moving more into the neck, or the back of the neck area, before you wrap around and come into the belly. And so that's one big peninsula. And, you know, as you get out here and start to explore the areas, there's a toll road that goes across the water right there, and eventually kind of makes your way over and towards, you know, the dam area. So the Villages in the Four Seasons kind of peninsula is its own little world. It's kind of out there on its own. It's not a very heavily trafficked area, because the roads leading around there are either going to lead you to the Strip or the dam, which is where people like to go, or it's going to wrap back around towards Osage Beach. And so, you know, depending on what you're looking for, depending on what your needs are and how far you want to travel for certain things, the Villages of Four Seasons is a great peninsula to get out there on. It's a little calmer. There's a lot of fingers and waterways that come off of that. And so still big body of water. It's still going to be heavily trafficked with, you know, big boats and those kinds of things. But if, you know, you start traveling around, you should go and get into Osage a little bit and go up towards the dam, and then kind of make your way over into the Four Seasons and the Villages to see what that feels like. And there's a lot of waterways, there's a lot of inlets and kind of nooks and crannies when you're over there. And so you could find a, you know, very peaceful spots, a little bit less trafficked. And if you're okay with a little bit of less traffic and maybe a little bit more travel time. So, you know, all of those things kind of factor into, you know, hey, what's the purpose of being down here, and what do we need directly around us? Do we have to have the amenities super close? Are we okay with a little bit of a drive? And so, you know, taking a look at the Villages and Four Seasons kind of peninsula is a great area, a great opportunity, phenomenal homes, great communities. You know, those are things that you're going to want to uncover and take a look at once you get down here. So we've kind of looked at, you know, Osage, we looked at Lake Ozark, Village of Four Seasons. That's all towards the head, the neck, the belly of the dragon. And those are all great, super popular areas, and again, conducive for those that are looking to have a lot of amenities around them. You know, there's pros and cons to all of those areas. You know, and again, depending on what you're looking for, we talk to a lot of folks that are, you know, either retired and coming down here, but they got to be close to stuff. We talk to families that want to come down, and, you know, again, all of this stuff is subjective to what it is that you need. You know, myself exactly is you know, I have a wife and two small children, and so we're way down the lake. We're way towards, you know, I don't know, the leg of the dragon. We're past Hurricane Deck. We're out into the communities of Roach and Climax Springs, and so, you know, those are great areas to be in, up towards the head, the belly, and the neck. Very popular, more trafficked, more things to do. So moving away, what you're going to run into is, you know, Sunrise Beach area. Now, this is an area towards the legs of the dragon, or getting into the tail of the dragon. still close to all of the amenities, but you're going to have a little bit more of a drive. And so if you needed to get to the big retail stores, you're probably looking at a 30-45 minute drive depending on traffic. Hospitals probably, again, about that far away as well. So those are things to consider. But for those that have, again, maybe families or maybe have kiddos, want to do more things with boating and again, maybe behind a boat. So if you're looking to do some skiing, wakeboarding, surfing, tubing, getting a little bit further down the waterway is going to create a little bit of a calmer water and a little bit more of inlets on side lakes. And so the main body of the water is massive, but then you could also have an entire lake that could be a finger coming off of the big body. And so we're down in that area, and that's subjective to us, right? We like to go out and take the kiddos tubing or surf, go skiing. We like to just go out in the boat and just float and swim. And so, that's going to be hard to do up towards the head, the neck, and the belly of the dragon. The further away you get, the easier those things are going to be. So again, it's all subjective to what it is that you're looking for. And those are things to uncover and things that we can help you out as you start to make the move or start to think about traveling down here. And so moving towards the legs or the tail of that dragon is going to create, again, a different type of waterway. It's going to create a different type of lifestyle. You're going to be a little bit further away from things. There's going to be less restaurants there. There are still restaurants there. There's still some grocery stores and gas stations and those kinds of things that you're going to need, but you're going to be a little bit more secluded. And maybe that's what you're looking for, a little bit more seclusion, a little bit more off the beaten path, a little bit more of the countryside, stepping away from the heavy trafficked, high populated tourism areas. If you're looking to move here, that could be a really good option. And as you move further away from those areas, the cost of homes gets even better for you. And so everything's subject to whatever it is that you're looking for. And those are the things that we can help you uncover as time goes on. So best places to live, in Lake of the Ozarks. Again, I think anytime you get close to water and anytime you have that amenity in your backyard. So again, the top places to live here are going to be subject to what it is that you're looking for. Do we have to be super close to all the amenities, or do we have to have them within a 5-10 minute driving distance? Cool. We can easily show you those areas and try to keep your search, whether again for a primary home, again if you're looking for an investment home. There's a lot of pros and cons to being in those more desired or popular areas, more condensed areas with the retail stores and grocery stores and amenities and hospitals. There's obviously a lot of pros in that. There's also maybe some cons to uncover as well. And those are things that you're just gonna have to figure out as you start to make your way down here. And those are the things that we can help you out with too. So as we progress on, we wanted to give you kind of some highlights on some places and show you some areas on the map of the dragon. But as the channel moves on, we'll talk very specifically about those places. So tune in next week, because next week we're going to talk about the pros and cons very specifically for Osage Beach. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Again, remember we're licensed lenders and agents. So as much as I love making these videos, we would love even more to help you with your lending or real estate needs. So again, that number popping up below. I am the guy who answers the phone calls, the text messages, and the email. So if there's something I can do to help you or a question that I can answer, I would love to do that. Until then, have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.